SD Strike Liu Bei Gundam. Hey, what's up again, everybody? It's Robert184, 2Rs2Bs, GundamReviews.net, and I'm loving this SD Strike Ryubi, or Liu Bei Gundam so far. From the unbox and all the colors to just the actual Strike Gundam when he's put together there. Light armor form, a little dull, but look at that. So you don't need a Ziploc. You've got two mythological beasts there that you can turn all the striker packs into. But now it's time to get them off those animals and actually onto the body to see him in his four fantastic forms. To kick things off though, one of the bonuses of this kit is if you like mechy gold right out of the box, Bandai's going to be giving you this eye catch. It would be gold on yellow, which would probably look just fine, but here, even though it's going to be covering up a seal underneath, the addition of that green one on the top, this guy is looking very good and strike-ish, although you have to wonder why they didn't go with some combination of white to go with the yellow. So to go Sword Striker there, you're going to be popping off the Armored Schneider backpack and just this regular ale shoulder over here, and you're going to be replacing it instead with this one, which is going to have some more gold on it. Down on the forearm, you'll be putting on this, and then don't forget that you've got that massive sword. And one thing that may not be to your color liking, though, is the traditional blue boomerang over there. Instead, these dragon winglings here, you're going to be putting one of them in here, so I suppose you could go and toss that. And I've cheated for one part here by just taking off this shield. You can keep it on if you want, but how about this for overall looks? First of all, I'd say that that left shoulder there is looking fantastic. I wondered how the dragon feet would be looking there hanging off of it, but no problem whatsoever. The fact that SDs actually have some arm articulation, even though it's not going to be a big bend, means that you can at least rotate it forward so you can have the grappling hook there. You'll see the gold seals. This part bothered me a little bit, but once it's in, he's got so much gold everywhere else. But it's the sword over there that's just going to be an absolute winner. It does move a little bit there, but by bending down the tail of the dragon and actually turning it into the effect parts, we've seen pink ones on higher grades, but this one, cartoony, cheesy, oversized, and exactly what you'd want. And with the legs being decent, if you built any SD kits, you'll know exactly what they can move as today. It's just the kind of thing that makes you lament the old SDs where they didn't even have more than one pose. But this guy with this much bling and even just a few, anytime you bring that big sword across, cartoony and fun. But now it's time to disassemble the head of the dragon, and if you're thinking Gundam versus Gundam, well, it's just trying to put in a direction and swap them off into the launcher strike over here. Then it's time to take the dragon connector piece, rearrange that there, and then you go and plug this part in for the gun. And then you also have to take this part of green in the middle and actually swap it around there. I've got it on the wrong way. And now you can guess how this is going to work. And I'm telling you, some of these things are just absolutely astonishing. Where you did add the one wing on over there for the Sword Striker pack, you can also go and add it on the back. This is going to look horrible, but unless it's rotating on a base, you're probably never going to see it. But the fact that you can actually have this come well through the under the arm there, you can move it around because it's on a ball joint, and look at this. You can actually have the left hand down, twist into place, and actually hold the grip. I've seen much higher grades of Gundams that can't do it all that well, and this is an SD we're talking about here. And this part over here for the shoulder, though it may come across as a little bit too busy, I'm actually pretty impressed. The claw coming up there is going to be looking good. You've got this, which can move up and down a little bit there, but the red seals and the gold hanging off the back are not a problem. Overall, they've got that green part done perfectly. And yes, even though it is going to be more limited than a sword wielder, just because you can actually put that at different angles here, the gun's one main angle is still going to be looking fantastic, and if you didn't catch your eye enough, how about those gold bolts, the gold barrel there, and the gold for the top of the dragon's head, and the effect parts? Fantastic. And while one dragon became two striker packs, this massive phoenix, which is bigger than the SD himself, is actually going to get combined. And when he's all ale strikified, I am almost at a loss for words here. This is just fantastic. I love the launcher, I love the strike, but seeing this guy with all of the unnecessarily cool parts, mostly thanks to the effect parts, is just stunning. First of all, putting the shields back on, that's going to be nice for the symmetry there. You can see the fact that they've got that nice deep black color there to go along with the red. And yes, those regular parts, they should be actually done up in red, but why not make it clear orange there? And then all you have to do is swap these parts off here, and I should mention that the actual Ale Striker pack, very nice, very easy, very intuitive to transform, and if that wasn't enough, well, you're going to be popping off the familiar chest piece there for the Strike, replacing it with the clear orange there, and all the gold seal bling, and then he's got a fire sword because, hey, why not? And from the early days of the Strike Gundam, when you're putting one striker pack on the left side and one on the right and one on the back, well, everybody said, why not put all three together? And yes, the BB Senshi did it. And now it's official and canon. And hey, who does it better here than SD, where it all began? I can't stress just how awesome this is to put together. And he's still got weapons to spare. The armored Schneiders are massive and they're not attached on. You can go and add this back on as a fire tail, but hey, he's thrown away his fire sword in the cave. He's going to go with the ice sword down there. He's also got this grappler which can be attached on. But overall, even though there are a few tiny negatives to be expected when you're loading on this much hardware, first of all, whereas this one had a nice little attachment point, when he was just going to be in launcher strike form, that's not going to work there. It's actually just held in hand, and so of course with that, the gravity is going to be dragging it down. But if it's on a surface, it's not going to be a big issue there. And over here, the wings for the Ale Striker pack, it's always nice when they can move up and down and rotate and just do a little bit more, so you can angle them to get them in just the right, most visible way, especially getting those nice Phoenix wings up there. They are going to be coming across as just a little bit flat when you stare at it from straight on, but outside of that, look at how busy, look how ridiculous, the combination of blue, green, and red, this guy, almost perfect. So my goodness, final thoughts. Well, you've already heard my verdict. I'm never mind almost perfect. This guy pretty much is. Light armor, incredibly dull, but when he's the Strike Gundam, he's going to be looking good. Yes, there's seals and an over-reliance for the gray and for the red down there on the abs, but really, what do you expect with an SD like this? And then just the fact that he's got all the right colors in all the right places. From the very beginning with the unbox, when you see 3 A plates with 4 colors, you've got 12 plus a plate of white, so 13, even though some are duplicates. It's just absolutely incredible the amount of effort Bandai went into this. And if you think about it, he's got light armor, regular strike, then the 3 striker packs and the perfect. You've got 6 different forms that you can put him in. And hey, if you don't like certain aspects of it, do whatever you want with them. Like the shields, don't like the shields, put them on in only the one arm. Whatever you want, you can do it. Use the 4 arms with the wrong things. Everything is going to be giving you tons of different options. And the little things that I never expected. When I painted up my gold, I said, who's ever going to use this stupid little bird head? And in fact, it's one of the best features of it. That Phoenix pack looks fantastic. The dragon looks fantastic. Have him as the Strike Gundam with just those 2 birds around him, or the 2 mythological beasts. Incredible. And never mind when you pop them all on, it's almost worth buying 5 different versions of this guy. I'm not going to do it, but to put them all on display with the perfect one in the background and all the birds and everything just on display, I think this is one of the best SD kits and one of the most fun gunpla I've ever put together. So what do you think of this compared to some of the other Legend BBs? Is it worth the $1,400? For me, it's a resounding yes. How about compared to the high-grade Perfect, which is really good for its price, all things considered, $5,000 for the real grade? And what about the future? Could we be getting a demand for a Perfect Strike Perfect grade? I mean, just the synergy there from words alone seems almost too, well, you get the idea. Anyway, everybody, love to hear your thoughts. Please stick around for lots more news, reviews, and everything else you can use. Cannot recommend this kit a lot. It's just a ton of fun. See ya. So when you check me out with all my effect parts on, are you jealous? Yes. Seriously. Bring it.